We'll take up a few sentences did last time and then proceed further. Even nescient, null, her sleep creates a world. Well, she works even in her sleep, you see. She is a lady who is always active. In fact, she cannot but work. She cannot but work. Her very character, her very nature, the feminine character is that kind of an occupation with something of activity. Activity. It comes from consciousness force. Consciousness force. So that is always active, you see. When most unseen, most mighty, she works. Housed in the atom, buried in the clot. Her quick creative passion cannot cease. So the whole idea is the creation, creative passion. So whenever she does something, she brings out something of the higher consciousness, the life force, the prana shakti. Prana shakti is active everywhere, whether it is an atom or any place, you see. Buried in the cloud. Buried means embedded. Buried not lost, but buried means embedded. Housed in the atom, embedded in cloud, her quick creative passion cannot cease. In conscience, it is a long, gigantic pause. Her cosmic swoon is a stupendous phase. In conscience is a long pause. She has come from the consciousness force. She has come from as consciousness force from Satchidananda. She has come from there. She has entered into this creation, and therefore she has to carry out now through a long process her work in the inconscience. Therefore, it is a long, gigantic pause. She cannot immediately change the inconscient matter which is there without life at all. So that is in a certain sense. So she is kind of asleep, so to say, but then she is constantly working even there, all the while, constantly. Inconscience is a long, gigantic pause. Her cosmic swoon is a stupendous phase. Yeah, cosmic. She has entered into cosmic manifestation. Time born, she hides her immortality. Yes, she is immortality, but she has put on the cloak of mortality, of time, and she is there here. In death, her bed, she waits the hour to rise. In death, her bed, she waits the hour to rise. You see, perfectly monosyllabic line, you see. In death, her bed, she waits the hour to rise. Iambic, monosyllabic, iambic, you see. Now, she has entered into mortality, and therefore death is her bed. And out of that bed, she wants to get up and start her work. She become conscious. She waits the hour to rise. Now, wait the hour to rise. Now, what does that mean? Hour to rise. Is somebody else going to work out that hour for her? Or she herself is going to prepare the hour to come out? She has entered here and now she is waiting. As if somebody else is going to prepare a moment for her to come up and start her work. It seems that she is waiting there for something higher entry to come in, you see. Something had to happen here. So she is there and she is waiting. Well, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I will definitely get up because my lover is there, my Lord is there, and he has sent me here for a certain purpose, and I will have to wait for his will to proceed further. In other words, her work in this process is a long pause, long waiting in the inconscience, as if by her presence, things are very presence of us in the inconscience is a sort of a preparation of the inconscience to wake up. And that is at the command of the Supreme Himself, at the command of the Supreme Himself, her Lord, her lover, as he calls it. In death, her bed, she waits the hour to rise. Even with the light denied, that center force, the light, you see, there you are, he has made it clear. So she is waiting now for that light to prepare the tower for her. Even with the light denied, sent her phone and the hope that she needed for task, even when her brightest stars are quenched in night. Her brightest stars are quenched in night. The night has the power to quench the stars. The night can swallow the stars themselves, you see. It does not happen in our physical world. In our physical world, it does not happen. You can say the stars do get quenched in the astronomical world because stars also have a life cycle. Stars also have a life cycle, you see. They come up, they burn, and then when the fuel is exhausted, they become black completely. You see. They have also life cycle, you see, stars. So the night, in that sense, is quenching the stars, you see, also, you see. Even when her brightest stars are quenched. Now, what are the brightest stars of the night, of life? What are the brightest stars of life? Stars of night, of life are action, dynamism, power, beauty, love, expression. These are the stars by which she works here, you see. These are the stars. Now, these stars cannot be quenched by night. They are absolutely her own property and nobody can snatch it away from her. You see. Power, love, beauty, joy, action, movement, dynamism, these are her characteristic things. They are her stars. Nobody can touch them. Nobody can snatch them away, seize them at all completely. See. Even when her brightest stars are quenched in night, nourished by hardship and calamity, and with pain, her body's handmaid, misuse, nurse. Her tortured, invisible spirit continues still to toil, though in darkness, to create, though with pain. She carries crucified God upon her breast. Yeah, crucified God upon her breast. That's right. We had not done this line last time, you see. Now here, even when her brightest stars are quenched in the night, nourished by hardships and calamity, and with pain, for her body's handmaid, maidservant, handmaid, masseur, a female massage giver, nurse who looks after somebody, you see. Now, what it means, you see, it means that this pain is a feminine. Pain is a feminine, you see. Pain, her body is handmaid. Pain is her handmaid. Pain is her masseuse. Pain is her nurse. You see. She's a feminine, the pain, you see. Her tortured, invisible spirit continues still, obviously. To toil, though in darkness. Well, she keeps on working. There's a long pause. There's a long pause in the inconscience. They toil in darkness. To create, though with pang, she carries crucified God upon her breast. Crucified God upon her breast. This reference to crucifixion occurs several times in Savitri. Several times in Savitri. First, we had already seen earlier, 47.24. Our error crucifies reality. 47.24. Then, in the book of fate, it occurs twice. In the book of fate, it occurs once. His crucified voice proclaims, I am God. Christ on the crucifixion. His crucified voice proclaims, I am God. And then again, that is 108.42. And then the fourth occurrence is 120.29. Each soul is the great Father's crucified Son. Great Father's crucified Son. Each soul is not only Christ. Christ is only one Son, big Son. But But his soul is crucified here. He has sacrificed himself. He is suffering on the cross all the while. That is what we are. We are undergoing that kind of a thing constantly. So, now this line, our error crucifies reality. That is the line we have seen earlier, 47.24. Our error. See, we are not able to judge somebody who has come to help us, to redeem us, to save us. And that is an error on our part. And because of that error, he has to be hung on the cross, suspended on the cross, nailed on the cross. Yes, we nailed our error. Because we are not able to judge who he is. That is an error on our part, you see. We don't understand anything. We are going by our own kind of a rational process, meaning thought. We have built up our own system and we are restricted to that system alone, and then whatever is against that system, we kind of dismiss, do not accept that thing at all, you see. Our error crucifies God. She carries crucified God upon her breast. Now, this crucified God is the Supreme Himself who has come here. He is always there with her on her breast. In chill, insatiate depths where joy is none. Chill, insatiate depths where joy is none. Immured, oppressed by the resisting void. Immured, confined, trapped, confined love, trapped. Imbued, oppressed by the resisting void, where nothing moves and nothing can become. Still, she remembers now, resisting void, imbued, oppressed by the resisting void. Why did the void resist? Can void resist? Void is a person, is an action also. It is not, nothing means nothing will happen, it's not that. It has also some kind of a character, personality, and it resists. What does it resist? What is the resistance about? What does it resist? Void. It will not allow anything to happen in it. The nature of the void is not to allow anything to happen in it. It will swallow up whatever comes out. It will swallow up whatever comes out, you see. That is the nature of void, you see. So that is why it is a resisting void. In spite of that tremendous power of the void, she manages to get something done. She is confined in this condition, secluded in this condition, but in spite of that resisting void, she managed to get where nothing moves and nothing can become. Now, there is kind of a lot of metaphysics involved here. Nothing moves, nothing becomes void. When you say void, it means that there is nothing in it. And yet you are saying that nothing moves. Yet you are saying that nothing moves, you see. That nothing becomes, you see. That nothing would mean no thing. No thing moves, no thing becomes, you see. But here, nothing is equivalent to void. In other words, in a certain sense, it is the void itself which is moving, which the void itself which is becoming. It is void itself which is becoming, you see. In other words, there is some kind of urge or something present there in the void which is kind of pushing the void forward, you see. Immute operates where nothing moves and nothing can become. Still, she remembers. Still, invoke the skill. She remembers. What does she remember? She remembers where from she has come. From the Satchidananda consciousness force, she has come all the way from there. She has come all the way from as a delegate of Aditi herself. She has come all the way from there, that place. Still, she remembers, and she remembered that thing. She has not forgotten that thing. That she cannot forget. Although she has entered in the inconscious and all that thing, her basic thing, her DNA has not changed at all. It is there all the while and active and working. You see. Still, she remembers, still invokes the skill, what works, what skill, what dexterity she has got up there, the capability of getting things done. She has not forgotten those things at all, you see. The skill, the wonder worker gave her at her birth. Wonder worker. Who is this wonder worker? The Supreme Himself, her Lord, her lover. Sachidananda, if you like to say. He has given her at her birth. When she was sent here, that was her birth. When she was sent here, that was her birth here. And he has sent her with all that skill of hers which is inherent with her. See. In past to drowsy formlessness, a shape. That's the whole idea of sending her. To give a shape to what is formless. To give a form to what is formless. Reveals a world where nothing was before. Well, reveals a world where nothing. Well, how can it be revealed when there was nothing? How can it be revealed? It means that she discloses that inherently these are the possibilities present there. Inherently, there are the possibilities present there, and therefore she reveals that. Although it is void, although it is nothing and all that, but inherently there are possibilities also which can be worked out, and she is working them out. Therefore, she reveals them. You see, reveals a world where nothing was before.